In this video, I'm going to be naming the best winter running shoes of 2024. Hello everybody and welcome to FORDY Runs. My name is Chris Ford. I'm running and athletics coach based here in the UK. When I'm not coaching runners, I'm making YouTube videos about running shoes, running, races, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you do subscribe. Now it's that time of year, people. It's starting to get colder. It's starting to get, well, wetter here in the UK. And the brands have come out with some of their winter shoe offerings. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to know from you, do you actually go out and purposely buy a winter running shoe? Do you look for a winter running shoe to add into your rotation? Or do you simply use the stuff from the summer and just hope that they're going to be okay through the winter? So let me know in the comments, do you purposely go out and buy a shoe for winter running? I've done quite a few videos on this channel about winter running shoes because I am somebody who purposely does go out and get a winter running shoe. So I thought today I'll give you a couple of options if you're considering buying a winter running shoe. So how this video is going to work, we're going to briefly talk about what makes a good winter running shoe in my eyes. Then I'm going to give you sort of 2 or 3 options that I think are probably the best winter running shoes you can buy right now. Got it? Let's move on. Right, so winter running shoes. Now what's important for me is the outsole. Now here in the UK it rains a lot. And I don't know where you are in the world, but let me know in the comments. But yeah, over here it rains a lot. The pathways, the footpaths aren't very well sort of maintained by the council, so they become dangerous, they become slippery and all that sort of stuff. So you want a running shoe that's got a really good outsole. Now that's the first thing I look for. The second thing is actually price. I think that's really important because I don't think you should be spending a lot of money on this winter running shoe because, all right, you're going to have it for a few months or a couple of years, whatever you want to do on it. But when you're buying a shoe that you're basically going to ruin, it's hard to justify a lot of money. Now, the other things to think about are the uppers. Now, you've got like waterproofness, GORE-TEX uppers, all that kind of stuff to keep that sort of water out. Water repellent is probably a better way of saying it. Also, something I look for is reflective elements on the shoe because it's going to be dark when I'm running now. I want to know that even my shoes are lighting up so potential cars that are going to hit me or cyclists can see me. So I want to make sure that whatever I'm wearing has sort of reflective elements on it. So that's another key factor. And the other thing for me, which might seem counterintuitive because we're going to talk about it, but I don't want it to be like really warm because some of the sort of older sort of GORE-TEX waterproof, water repellent shoes that came out were really hot. So I'm actually looking for a winter shoe that's not overly warm because I don't want my feet to cook. So yeah, they're the sort of key buying factors, key elements that I'm looking for when picking a winter running shoe. Now there's 2 shoes that stand out right now for me, and that is the Puma Deviate Nitro WRT Plus and the Adidas Supernova GORE-TEX. For many years, I bought the Pegasus windshield, run shield, or whatever they used to call it. But basically the winter weatherized running shoe from Nike, the Pegasus running shoe from Nike. But because the Pegasus became, well, terrible, I stopped buying it. But I wanted to include it in this video because the Pegasus 41 is actually, well, it's not a bad shoe anymore. It's actually okay. The other 2 shoes are better and I'll come on to them, but I wanted to include it because I guess you guys in the comments will go,
well, what about the Pegasus 41, FORDY?
See what I did there? So look, actually, let's not waste too much time on the Pegasus 41. Let's talk quickly about what's going on here. So the Pegasus 41 is £145. We've got the GORE-TEX upper, which is the water repellent upper. React-X foam with the air zoom units in it. We've got the reflective elements, 37mm stack with a 10mm drop, and you've got the Nike Storm Tread outsole. Now the problem is with this shoe is that basically when you go over 6 miles, the forefoot really hurts. It's not good when you go sort of longer distance. So that's why, again, I'm not including this shoe because the other shoes that I've got, I think you can do a lot more in there, a lot more versatile. It's not a bad shoe, but the other 2 are better. So look, before we get rid of them, let's have a quick look at the Pegasus 41. So like I said, you've got the React-X foam, you've got the air zoom units in the shoe. Then you've got the GORE-TEX upper, so this paneling here, but this is that sort of waterproof or water repellent upper. You've got the same sort of lacing, but a sort of thicker feeling tongue, I would say, because of the material, the GORE-TEX, if you hear that GORE-TEX material on the shoe makes the tongue feel a lot thicker. You've got the Storm Tread outsole. Oh, come on, camera. That is actually very good. It fits true to size. And yeah, the biggest problem with this shoe, as I say, is this forefoot action that goes on here. It's not very nice once you get over 6 miles for me. It's just a bit uncomfortable, and the other shoes, like I said, are better. So let's get rid of the Pegasus 41 because I think the other 2 shoes we're going to talk about are better than this. Okay, so both of these shoes are available at Start Fitness, and if you use the code FORDYRUNS, you're going to get 10% off both of these shoes at startfitness.co.uk. So we've got the Deviate Nitro WTR Plus, Winter Plus. This is Deviate Nitro 3. This is £160. We've got the Nitro foam in here, the power plate. We've got a water repellent upper, I'll show you that in just a sec, with the shroud to cover the front of the foot. Reflective elements across the shoe, Puma grip on the outsole. I think it's about 39mm stack back in this shoe with a 10mm drop. We've got lock laces on this shoe, and it does fit kind of narrow. So just be aware this is a narrow fitting shoe. So let's have a closer look at this. So like I said, you've got reflective elements running throughout the shoe, which is kind of awesome. You've got them there as well on the inside. There's your Puma grip, which is just phenomenal. You can actually see the power plate as well underneath there. See that? That's the carbon plate that's running through the shoe. Like I said, you've got the Nitro foam in this shoe. Then you've got, like I said, this shroud, this cover on the front. So this is to stop sort of water coming in the front of the shoe. You tuck your sort of lock laces bit. I'm not doing a very good job here. In there. So yeah, that keeps out most of the water and most of the moisture, that sort of stuff. It's comfortable. It's still got that racy tongue, racy feel to it because it is a Deviate Nitro. But yeah, I think it also looks really cool. And then next up, we've got the Adidas Supernova GORE-TEX. So this GORE-TEX shoe is £109 at Start Fitness. It's got the Dream Strike Plus midsole, GORE-TEX water repellent upper, Continental rubber outsole. It's 34mm stacked down to 26. That gives us an 8mm drop. It fits true to size. We've got the reflective elements on the shoe, and I think that's about it. Now again, I think this looks really cool, especially with this sort of reflective elements on the shoe. Now it does sort of let you know that it's got the GORE-TEX upper on it, but there is some nice detailing on the shoe. Now the thing that is amazing on this shoe is the Continental rubber outsole. Look at that, it's like a trail shoe. It's an absolute beast. Look how thick it is, look. Honestly, it's like a trail shoe. And while we're there, look, if you see, you've got the Dream Strike Plus midsole. So this is the shoe from the Supernova range, yeah? So again, it's a little bit more sort of daily trainer focus. It hasn't got a plate in it or anything like that. It's got Adidas stupid laces as usual. There is a lot of foam in this shoe around the heel area, but that does give good comfort. It does, however, have a really stupid tongue. Look at this, look. Look at it. It's like Mickey Mouse. Look at it. Stupid, isn't it? But let's get rid of that tongue, because actually, to be fair to it, the tongue with the heel and the foam that's around it, all the padding, actually does make a very comfortable ride. Okay, so now let's talk about the things I like and things I don't like about each shoe. So on the Supernova, I like the Dream Strike Plus midsole. That works well for me. The number one selling point is the outsole. The Continental rubber on this is phenomenal in the rain. The GORE-TEX upper does okay. I mean, it keeps enough water out, so that's not a problem. I like the comfort. Like I said, the tongue is ridiculous, but actually the comfort on the shoe is a good selling point as well. And I tell you what I really like, the price. You can get this for under £100 at Start Fitness using my code, and that's win-win for me. Now, things I don't like. The upper is a little bit warm. Now, like I said at the start, I don't want an upper that's really, really hot. Now, it's not overly hot, but it's getting warm. Now, some of the other shoes out there, some of the older versions of these shoes, they were particularly warm, but this is getting a little bit towards there, but I think I could put up with it because the shoe is it's £100 basically. I don't like the laces, but I don't really like any Adidas laces. And that's about it. There's nothing else really here that I dislike in a winter running shoe. Right, moving on to the Puma. The things I like. I love the ride. I love the Nitro foam. I love the plate. I love the way it looks. I like the sort of raciness of it. I like the fact that I'm getting a winter racier shoe. So if I had, like, I don't know, a 10k in November or December or even January and it was absolutely chucking down or it was a bit icy, I'd rock these out. I like this sort of shroudy thing here that keeps the water out. I like the lock laces thing. That gives me a decent enough lockdown. But the thing I love the most, the outsole. Puma grip is king. Things I don't like. I don't like the price. £160. I know we can get a discount at Start Fitness, but £160 is expensive. Now, I do appreciate this is a carbon plated shoe, right? But still a lot of money, isn't it? But like I said, I do feel like we've got a shoe here that you can do like training runs in, races in, and that sort of stuff. So whether you're getting value for money, I don't know, it's a tough one to argue, but I can sort of see a little bit why it's a little bit more money. And that's it. They're the only things I don't really like on the shoe. So look, let's sum it up. So for me, I think these are the two best winter running shoes out there at the moment, because here you're getting a daily trainer that can do everything. It's got a phenomenal outsole on it. It will just go out there and like a tank and just mow straight through anything you throw at it. It's comfortable. The Dream Strike Plus is good enough to do the sort of stuff you're going to need to do. I don't think it looks too bad. And most importantly, you can get it for just under £100 at Start Fitness. And then I think with this shoe, what we've got here with the Deviate Nitro Winter Plus, whatever you want to call it, is we've got a shoe actually that you can do some of that winter marathon training in, some of those tempo sessions in, some of those faster workouts, even some of those slightly longer runs maybe that you're doing with a little bit of faster paced efforts in there. I think you can use this as well. So you're sort of, yeah, you've got two offerings there. It depends which way you want to go. I suppose, do you want a shoe to just do park run and, you know, get out and about and do a bit of running through the winter? Then you buy the Adidas. But maybe you're training for a half marathon or a full marathon, and then probably the Deviate Nitro 3 is the good shout. So there we go, people. They're my two top picks. Like I said, I think the Pegasus 41 is not a bad shoe, but I just feel, like I said, over that 6 miles and, you know, it just sort of, it's topped out a little bit. And I think both of these shoes offer better ride, particularly the Supernova offers better value, and I think the Puma offers more versatility. So I think that's why we've got to discount the Pegasus 41. So there we go, people. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this winter running stuff. Do you go out and buy a winter running shoe? Are you looking at any of these, or any of that sort of stuff? Let me know in the comments. I'd really be interested to know what your thoughts are on this. Okay, team, don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 22 million subscribers on this channel, so make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you all later.